welcome to our YouTube channel. I really hope that you guys are doing well. All right. So let's start with our discussion today, and today's discussion is going to be interesting, and we will be discussing the early political associations from 1838 to 1885. So 1885, we have the establishment of Indian National Congress, but it does not mean that there were no political associations before that. And that is what we will be discussing, all right? Now, I've put this in a tabular format so that it becomes easier for you to understand. It becomes easier for you to remember these things. You have it in one place. Okay, so the first one that we do is the British Indian Association, all right? So who founded it? So it was in 1851. So the Landholders Society and the Bengal British Indian Society had merged to form the British Indian Association. So there were two societies basically. There was the Landholders Society, all right, and then there was the Bengal British Indian Society. So they have merged together to form what? They have merged together to form the British Indian Association, okay. What was the Landholder Society about? They were basically looking after the rights of the zamindars, all right. Now, who was it presided over? So, it was presided over by Radhakant Dev. The ones that I'm underlining here are important. Now, based on its demands, the Charter Act of 1853, this is the achievement, all right. This is something that they have done. So, what have they done? So, they provided for the addition of 6 members to the Governor General Council for legislative purposes. So, it was because of the demand of the British Indian Association that in the Charter Act of 1853, 6 additional members were added where? 6 additional members were added to the Governor General's Council for legislative purposes. The next one that we have is East India Association, all right. Now, who founded it? All right, so East India Association was basically founded by Dadabhai Naoroji, who was known as the Grand Old Man of India. He was the one who organized the East India Association. Now, this was in London, okay. This was not in India, this was in London. So, what were the basic objectives here? The main objective was to discuss the plight of the Indian people, all right, and to influence British public opinion. So basically, what Dadabhai Naoroji wanted was, he wanted the British public also to know about what the Indians were facing, okay. He wanted the Britishers to be aware, the British public, the British common people to be aware about what Indians were facing, and when the British public would get to know about it, they are the ones who are going to force their government to bring about a certain change, okay. So this was the whole idea over here. Now, later, Dadabhai Naoroji had also organized branches of this association in the prominent cities of India. Okay. The next one that we have is the Puna Sarvajanik Sabha. So, the Puna Sarvajanik Sabha was founded in 1867 by whom? So, it was Mahadev Govind Ranade or M.G. Ranade, Ganesh Vasudev Joshi and others, and it was established with the objective to serve as a bridge between the government and the people. So, this organization was founded, why? Because it wanted to serve as a bridge between the Indians and the Britishers, और Indians और government के बीच में एक bridge की तरह ये serve करना चाह रहे थे. That is why it was organized. Then you have the Indian League. So it was started in 1875 by Shishir Kumar Ghosh, fine, and it was established with the objective of stimulating the sense of nationalism among the people and encouraging political education. So I think this was one of the main objectives, that is to encourage political education. What do you mean by encouraging political education? So basically, people should be aware about the policies of the government, all right, and how those policies can really affect the people, and how those policies are going to affect the people in a good or a bad way. So the people have to be politically educated to understand that they, whether this policy will be in their favor or not. So this is sorry, this was the aim here. This was the aim of the Puna Sarvajanik Sabha, to basically educate the masses, particularly on political questions. Okay. Then you have the Indian Association. So it was formed by Surendra Nath Banerjee and Anand Mohan Bose in 1876, and it became the forerunner for Congress. So before Congress, you have the Indian Association. So it opened several branches in and outside of Bengal. The Indian Association of Calcutta was the most important. And what was their aim? What were they planning to do? They wanted to create a strong public opinion on political questions, just what I had explained before. And they wanted to unify the Indian people on a common political program. So they basically wanted to have a common political platform where the Indians could be united and where they could, pose questions, or they could, organize movements for their political demands. Okay. All right. Then we have the Madras Mahajan Sabha. This was founded by M. Veera Raghav Cheryar. Then we have G. Subramaniam Iyer. And then we have P. Anand Charlu. That is on 16th May 1884. So if you find it difficult to pronounce or remember these names, just do one thing, write them down in Hindi. It'll be easier for you to remember. Fine. So who do we have first? We have Veera Raghava Cheryar. Then we have G. Subramania Iyer. Then we have P. Anand Charlu. Okay. What was the main objective? The main objective was to integrate various regional organizations for freedom struggle. Fine. So what was the main objective here? To basically integrate all the regional organizations. There were so many organizations working on the regional level, right? That was the whole idea, to integrate all of them and to integrate all of these regional organizations into one big organization and to fight for freedom struggle. All right. It convened the first regional conference in 1884-85. Then lastly, we have the Bombay Presidency Association. It was organized by Firoz Shah Mehta, K.T. Telang, Badruddin Tayyabji, and it was established primarily for the promotion of public interest. So basically, it was established so that whatever the common people wanted, whatever their needs were, that could at least be, put forth or put in front of the Britishers, and whatever the people needed, that could be made known to the Britishers. So public interest, that was the whole idea, to look after the public interest. Okay. So these are some of your important political associations which were there before Congress. One of the major drawbacks of these associations were that they never really talked about a pan-India freedom struggle. They were mostly talking about or mostly representing particular issues in particular organizations or particular sections of the population, right? Like some were just depicting the zamindar, some were talking about political questions. They were not talking about a pan-India nationalism. I think that was the major drawback which ultimately resulted in the rise of Congress or Indian National Congress in 1885. So these are some of your important political associations from 1830 to 1855. Now, there are certain things which you must remember here. You must remember the date of foundation. You must remember the founders, who are the people, and you must remember their objectives. All right. And you must remember if they have achieved something. Okay, so these are things that you must remember in the early political associations before Congress. And we have done this. I have given you the date of foundation, I've given you the founders, objectives, and if they have achieved something. Okay. All right, so that's it for today's video. I really hope that you found this video useful. I really hope that you were able to understand it. Just in case you have any doubt or any difficulty, please feel free to let me know in the comments section, and I'll be more than happy to address my doubts with you all, to address your doubts for sure. So if you have any doubts, any difficulties, anything that you've not understood, please feel free to address them in the comment section and I will definitely take it up. All right. So thank you so much guys for joining me here. It was an absolute pleasure to have you all. I will now see you in the next video. Till then, please take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.